we got things fired up.
Sounds great.
I'm gonna start the live stream and then just mute everything. Right. Hello, Carmen and Jonah, can you hear us?
Yes, no problem.
All right, fantastic. I think we might give Doug just a minute more, but we do have a quorum, so that's a good thing. And we'll look to move forward here in probably just a couple minutes.
Hey, Jared, who's our vice chair?
A wonderful question. I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
I am.
I know that I know that you filled in the last time Doug was gone.
I did.
But I don't know if that's an official.
I don't think that was an official move, but
I think she is officially.
That's no problem, you know, if we don't have a formal designation on that, we can do, I guess, like maybe we did last time, and you all can decide for this evening who you'd like to run it. That's fine too. So Drew doesn't have to, you know, put the crown on permanently if she agrees to run tonight.
if you give me something to read, I'm happy to. I thought this was going to be quick and dirty, so I did not come with my laptop.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, otherwise you just shoot a copy of it.
Splitting my time between back to school night. It's usually on Thursdays. It's not usually.
Oh, the back to school.
Yeah, they made it on Wednesday for some reason.
Great. What school?
Carlson.
You teacher?
No, I'm also president of the Friends of the Library Board.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
you're
nice.
My official capacity.
a presence there.
Yeah, we give out free food and free books to the kiddos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's a fun little tradition. We will also be at Rapid Crest this week.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, it should be a good time. Just got back from 4-day music festivals.
All right.
Doug RSVP.
Well, I guess I hadn't heard an official from him, but I spoke with him about it a little over a week ago. I saw him out and about and chatted about it, so I'm a little surprised that I haven't seen him. Anybody have his number? I'll see you. It's in his signature.
Suppose I put my.
Do two sides.
Oh, I might have him here. I'll give him a shot.
Just in case.
He's getting old. I forgot.
I do. Periodically. So I have everything on my calendar, including like each.
I would then proceed to move my calendar.
It's my life. If it's not in here, it doesn't.
So is that Friends, the whole library district now, or is it just Iowa Springs Library?
So the Georgetown, the Tomei Library has their own Friends Board.
Hey, Doug, it's
We
Jerry.
have our own Friends Board.
For-
And then the Clear Creek Library District is an oversight.
Very
sort of
important.
vote.
We do
So
have a quorum,
we're
so
separate
we'll move
entities,
forward,
separate,
but I just thought
I
I'd
don't
give
know.
you-
I knew they used to be, but.
Yeah.
separate, but I didn't know if there's still.
Okay, I did not get him, so we might as well move forward.
Alright.
So, okay,
So shall I call the meeting to order? Or do you have to appoint me or crown me or?
Nope, call the meeting to order. Maybe Jared or Wonder, can you do that? And then maybe the first order of business after roll call will be a discussion of who we'd like to run the meeting, and then we're off and running.
okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:35. And roll call, please.
John Hatch,
Here.
Drew Van Dorn,
Present.
Doug Smith, and Zimmerman.
Here.
All right, and with that, will we have a nomination for chair for this evening?
I nominate Drew.
Accept.
All right, we have a nomination and an acceptance. All right,
So I think our first order of business is to approve the minutes from last session, which I did not attend. Accidentally.
Well, not a problem. Also, you know, if you had a chance to take a look at the minutes, you are always able to still vote on, you know, on approval.
I did look at the minutes and I didn't see anything blaring. Did anybody else have any corrections or additions from last time? Then may I have a motion to approve the minutes
I move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
and a second?
Second.
So approved. New business is the variance request on the table. And do we have Jonah?
Yep, if I may start, then I'll turn it over
Absolutely.
to the applicant. Sure. Before you this evening is a
Jared?
variance. Yes.
Sorry, just a procedural nicety. Drew, if you declare this hearing open and note the time, and then you can throw it to Jared, and then just again,
because-
lawyer thing.
I see, I thought that was the call to order. I hereby declare this meeting open at 5:37 PM. And
All right.
now you may present on our variance request for this meeting.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Before you this evening is a request for a variance for a pole sign at 1601 Colorado Boulevard. The Club Hotel, which is currently being renovated. The petitioner has proposed a sign package. Most of the sign package met the zoning code and was also reviewed by the Historic Preservation Review Commission. However, the pole sign was one item that did not meet the zoning code, and so that's what's before you this evening. In the historic district that is in sign zone 2 in the zoning ordinance, pole signs are not allowed. This was, as I mentioned, still looked at by the HPRC because it was in a broader package. The HPRC did feel that it was an appropriate sign historically because of one of the images that was in your package showing a similar sign. But the HPRC's recommendation was, because they also don't have the authority to vary from the sign ordinance and they don't want stuff on anybody's toes, but they did make their COA recommendation contingent upon the applicant coming here to the variance board and requesting the variance for the sign. The sign that is being proposed is approximately 9 feet in height. It's a fairly small sign. It's a little over 3 square feet. It almost is about the size of what you would think of a street sign, but it is a different color and it's a different style than a street sign. And so it's staff's opinion that there'll be a little confusion regarding that compared to what would actually be a city street sign. And it would also be set back a little ways. That is one thing that is not discussed in this document. And I did speak with the petitioner. And one thing that we as staff would recommend adding on to a motion would be a 5-foot setback for this sign. The zoning ordinance currently talks about 10 foot for pole signs, but it does also talk about 5 foot for ground signs. So 10 feet for this small of a sign, staff feels is substantial. So we would be recommending a 5-foot setback. And if you feel so inclined to add that in, we request that be built into the motion. After that, you do have findings of fact before you. We as staff feel that not quite all the findings of fact were met. However, it is staff's opinion that that the sign would reduce the existing nonconformity because there is a very large sign on the property currently, and this is quite small in comparison, and that due to the historic relevance and the petitioner working towards compliance with that historic nature and character of the site, that staff is recommending approval of this variance. With that, I'd like to turn it over to the petitioner for any comments that you may have. Oh, go ahead, Wonder.
Jonah, I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Hi, can you please state your name and address for the record?
It's Jonah Hearn, 12559 West 77th Place, Arvada, Colorado.
All right, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, so I appreciate you guys all being here to review this application. You know, some of the key points that I do want to make sure that I highlight is that the old lodge sign that has been on the property for just a bit over 50 years. We are working on, we've made arrangements with the Historical Society to where they'll, once we have that removed here in the, I think, second week of September, that's going to go down toward, be dropped off on the property there, and they're going to work on getting that prepared for display, so that we are retaining some of the kind of the 1950s, 1960s kind of road sign, highway sign type of appearance that was during that era. The nice thing is that because of this unique property in the historic district, we do get to kind of have the opportunity to try to have a pole sign that reflects the heritage of the property back in 1900, when, you know, they had a very simple club hotel sign there in that picture that is part of the packet. We are putting a little bit more of a kind of Victorian, I guess, look to the sign itself. The black kind of wrought iron street, or I should say street lights in the area, have that, you know, dark black with a little bit of the frills kind of for the pole coming off that holds the light. We have kind of kept to that similar design so that it fits within kind of the look and appearance of this the street lights in the area, so that this sign should fit well with everything that's kind of in the Victorian district. And beyond that, obviously, I'm open for any questions.
So is the lodge sign going to stay on that that sign structure that it's already on, or are you displaying it inside somewhere?
No, so the lodge sign itself is going to be taken down off those poles. Those poles will be cut off to ground level, and then the sign itself is going to be transported down to the Historic Society building there at I think Minor in Colorado, or just down the street there in Colorado. They have a place they want to keep it for a little bit, and I think they're looking at moving it up onto their second floor for display purposes.
Jenna, would a 5-foot setback put that sign in a visible spot for you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not like the main, I mean, our location, we feel, is very much a destination location. People coming up to Idaho Springs to stay a night or a few nights, they'll have map coordinates and all that stuff to get to our place. We'll have a couple signs on the 16th Street side of the building to direct people. Our belief is this pole sign will be a nice visible identification for people driving on Colorado. So they kind of go, oh, look at that, it's Club Hotel. And then, you know, look up more information about us for a return trip in the future is what our hope is. But also kind of keeping with the style we've seen on many historic hotels, where they tend to, instead of like some big light up sign that you would get at a Marriott or Hilton or something along that, usually it's a very kind of quaint display out in the yard of the property. That's what we've seen on other historic hotels around the country, and of course in this photo.
Anybody have any additional questions for gentlemen? Do we have any public comment?
I have not received any public comments prior to the meeting, and I do not see anyone attending online or here in person.
Any concerns that you have with the recommendations from the city? To approve it? In that case, I think that we should. Can we move, Carmen, I'm always bad at this. Can we move to approve the variance as proposed with the addition of the 5-foot setback recommendation from the city?
Absolutely. Do me a favor, another procedural nicety. If everybody's had all their questions answered, just declare the hearing closed at, what are we, 5:47? And
Declare
yep,
it closed at 5:47.
And then a motion such that you articulated, Drew, the recommended motion with the additional recommendation of the 5-foot setback would be just fine if that's the board's pleasure.
I think a 10-foot setback would put that sign on their front porch, so 5 foot seems reasonable. Yeah, so I would like to move that we approve this with that recommendation from the city for a 5-foot setback. The second.
I second.
Anyone opposed? All right, we are in favor. And we are approved, and I believe that I can.
Yeah. Hey, Wonder, do a little roll call, will you? Just for the record.
John Hatch.
Present. And yes, I agree.
Drew Van Dorn.
In favor.
Ann Zimmerman. Approved. Excellent. Oh, Doug Smith.
Thank you. So the variance passes 3-0 with 1 in abstention. And if we have no further business, so I will adjourn this meeting with Carmen's approval at 5:49 p.m.
Very good. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, members of the board. Congratulations, Mr. Hearn.
When do
Thank
we
you all
open?
very much.
When will it open?
We are pushing very hard on our contractor right now. We are expecting a September opening. So unfortunately, I don't have an exact date yet.
Good job. Well, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Donna.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Good